All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of the New Breed Podcast, the world's first, only, and best podcast talking really about new metal. I'm your host, Jay Horskow. With me, I have Tim Anderson Jr. Tim, how are we?
I'm great, man.
Fantastic. So the topic of this episode, Tim and I are going to do an Ozzfest deep dive. Those of you that are old enough to remember, Ozzfest was a touring festival put on by Ozzy Osbourne, really put on by Sharon. Ozzy was just along for the ride.
I was just going to say that, yeah.
Ran, I think it ran, Tim, give me 10 years, 12 years, something like that. Started in 96
till about 2008, but not all of them years were touring a lot. A couple of them years were just one-offs.
Okay. And I know nowadays when people are listening, they're going to go, well, what's the big deal? Well, there wasn't festivals in the States like there are now. There aren't all these, giant concerts. So this was a big deal to get a whole bunch of bands who were either popular, almost on the cusp of popularity, or up and coming, getting them on a touring package. This is, Lollapalooza was around and some of those other weirder ones, but this was the first non-mainstream music touring festival to really draw people, right? Like this was the big numbers.
Oh yeah. Good times too.
Oh yeah. I'm sure we're gonna get into that. So what Tim and I are gonna do is we're gonna walk year by year. We're gonna talk about the bands that were on it, who fit, who didn't, who obviously bought their way on, and then we're gonna talk about how you can tell as the lineups go. I don't know if we're going to do all 12 years. We might do just the first decade. How the lineups shifted, and you start to see the music trends. In hindsight, you could see the music trends changing because out went the new metal guard, in came the metalcore guard, and then came the new wave of American heavy metal and all that stuff behind it. So
absolutely.
With that, let's dive in. So the first Ozzfest here we have, Tim. I'll take 96. You can take 97.
Cool.
So this was not really touring. It was Phoenix and San Bernardino. San Bernardino was the one that was in the DVD or VHS tape, I should say. Jesus, that's how old this thing is.
Yeah.
And they did a date in Canada. So let's start second stage. So the second stage, we had King Norris, who I have no idea who that fucking is.
No clue.
I have no idea. You had the band Cellophane, which, Tim, if you've ever checked out that album, it's really good. They're almost in the same vein as like an Ultra Spank minus the electronics. CD's really good, but I have never heard the band do anything other than this.
I remember that band. I don't remember what they sounded like.
Okay, dig into it. You may like it. Next we have...
Let me highlight that actually while we're talking, and then I'll know to check that out. There we go. Done.
Next, we have, obviously, the band. This is right as they came out, and this is right as new metal is starting to get big. Coal Chamber.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I love Coal Chamber.
That first album is the new metal arc, right? As it becomes a big thing, they were one of the first bands out the gate, along with the next band on this lineup, Power Man 5000.
Yeah.
And again, we were talking last episode about how it's new metal, anything goes. These guys had a drummer, they had a bongo player, they played a funky type of new metal, and I still think that first album holds up well. Fucking
absolutely.
Tokyo, Mega Kung Fu Radio. Still some great tracks on that. And then we have an outlier band, and I would love to know how these guys ended up on the second stage. Earth Crisis.
Yeah. It's crazy thinking that Earth Crisis was on there, especially, they didn't really fit with the whole straight edge vegan thing, because when you went to Ozzfest, it was, you got to get beer. There was always meat you can eat, hot dogs, hamburgers, all that kind of shit. So I don't really understand how this band fit, but what I could guess is Roadrunner was throwing them out there for this, because I'm pretty sure they were on Roadrunner.
Yeah, this is post Gomorrah's. This is going into Breed the Killers.
Breed the Killers came out on Roadrunner, yes.
Yeah.
And that's their best record, by the way.
Oh, well, we'll go in on that because I would disagree, but okay.
I want to go back to Coal Chamber.
Slither is their best record. Let's be honest.
Oh, yeah, that's their new metal record. That's right. You know what? We forgot to talk about them last time.
We did. How do we
God
forget
damn
that?
it. We got to bring that up next time. But I want to go back to Coal Chamber real quick.
Okay.
One of the most hated bands in new metal. Do you agree?
Yeah.
They got so
no
much hate. And you know what? They were corny, they were generic, but they had catchy songs. I mean,
I can
chamber
call my
music
buddy
was great.
I could call my buddy Rob up right now and just yell into the phone, "Loco," and he would yell back something like "Clock" or like one of the other songs, like "Big Truck," and he would start laughing.
That's awesome, dude.
I saw that show. If you remember, Tim, in Hardcore Legend, there's the story of the Fury of Five guys beating up a bunch of new metal bands at the Stone Pony in Asbury Park.
Yeah.
I was at that show, me and my little brother, and it was the lineup was Power Man 5000, Coal Chamber, Seven Dust, and some local band. And I remember seeing the lead singer of Seven Dust and going, that dude is only 4.5 feet tall.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing the lead singer from Fury of Five and going, this dude is fucking massive. He is a big dude.
That's funny. Didn't he punch like Danzig or something, or was that somebody else?
That was somebody else, but he definitely hit somebody. He's an interesting cat. He did an interview with the Post America guys. And it was funny as hell.
We were supposed to get him on, and he like got called into work like 5 minutes before that.
Gotta reschedule. He's a funny dude. Like you can tell he has an interesting life story. We'll put it like that.
Yeah, so, definitely.
Moving over to the main stage again, you have another band. Neither one of us, I think, knows. Narcotic Gypsy.
No clue. I'm going to put a check mark next to them too, so I can see what they were.
And then we get into. I would love to say that Max Cavalera had something to do with some of these bands being on here. Neurosis.
Yeah.
Right, and this is through Silver and Blood. So this is when they're really hitting that point where everybody's paying attention.
Now I will agree or will admit I do not like Neurosis.
See, I like where they've gone with their career. It was really punky at first, and then they with this album and Times of Grace, they got a little weirder, and then they went into like folk metal-y. I don't know. I think it's been an interesting progression. We'll put it like that.
Definitely. I'll agree with that. I just never got into Neurosis.
And an odd band to have play outside during the day. That's another thing to think about.
Definitely.
So after Neurosis, you have Fear Factory. Obviously, right? This is 96. This is Demanufacture's out. This is them really hitting stride. You have the original Sepultura. So Max is still with the band.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So this is post-Roots, right after Roots comes out. Biohazard, sort of an odd match, but this is what Mataleo, I guess, that time. Yeah,
nah, I think this is a good match because this is basically a Roadrunner tour.
Oh, I didn't think about that, but you're right. Look at all those Roadrunner bands.
Yeah, this is a Roadrunner tour right here.
I never thought about that. Next band on the 96 lineup, which I don't remember them on the DVD, Tim. Danzig?
I don't remember them either. No. I have the DVD, I think, too.
I have the VHS tape upstairs somewhere.
We'll have to do that in episode 2, like show everybody on camera like all of our like old shit.
Yeah, all the boxes and stuff.
Yeah.
And then Slayer, which I guess made sense.
That fits, yeah, absolutely.
And Ozzy himself, so doing a solo set. So this was the non-touring year. This is where I first got exposed to Power Man and Coal Chamber, Cellophane, obviously. I knew who Fear Factory, Sepultura, Biohazard, all those bands were. I knew who Neurosis was, but this is when you saw them and you were like, well, this sounds nothing else like anything. This sounds not like any other band that's on this tour. So it made me really pay attention to them because they were the weird outlier. And back then we weren't so jaded. It was like, well, what am I missing? What am I missing that they're on this tour?
I feel like Neurosis should have switched spots with Coal Chamber for main stage. I think that would have worked out better.
Yeah.
Right after Cellophane, you had Neurosis, which probably would have been a better choice.
Yeah, that would have probably fit the. But again, Neurosis playing during the day. It just doesn't. Yeah. They're an inside band with the visuals and all that sort of stuff. It didn't really. I can't see it working during the day.
You're right.
All right,
so you want to go 97?
Yeah, do 97. So this is when they actually start touring.
Yeah, this is touring. Okay, so second stage, we're going to start out. You have Vision of Disorder, which they were on Roadrunner back then for Imprint, right?
Yeah, I fucking love this band. I one of two bands I have their entire recorded oeuvre. I have their entire discography on my computer.
Yep,
everything they've ever done. Love it.
Including Blood Simple.
Yeah. But I have all the 7 inches. I have all the early demos that somebody ripped from cassette to MP3s. Yep, all of it.
Probably Adam.
Probably
I guarantee you Adam sent that to you. But yeah, Vision of Disorder. You could argue that they went new metal after the first two.
Mm-hmm.
I would say they did. I mean, Blood Simple was a new metal band, if you think
Mm-hmm.
about it. And Tim has some of the best vocals in the game, if you ask me.
Absolutely.
Like on like DTO and stuff, like just so many. His voice is so good, man.
Yep.
Next again, you have Neurosis, and they were on second stage this time, which is okay, where they should have been the first time. Next, this is a great band, Downset.
Yeah. This is the first album. Yeah, first
Yep.
album. Yeah.
Yeah, first record. Great band. What's that one song called that it's just so good? It's like the opener on that record. I forget what it's called. But
Empower.
yep, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, good
Great,
stuff.
great record, great band. The next band I don't remember, Drain STH.
I vaguely remember them. They were, I think, from Sweden. It was women, I think.
Oh, really?
I think it was a female band, I think.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, I think it was all women.
I'm gonna put a check mark next to that too.
No impression.
No.
But this next band I fucking love.
Slow Burn?
Yes.
Really?
I am a big John Garcia fan. So remember, he did Caius, he did Slow Burn, he did Hermano, he did. He has another band. He did a song where he did vocals for. I think it was a Crystal Method song. He has a amazing voice.
I forgot he did Caius. You're right.
And the Circus Leaves Town is a great album. This album's great. What else did he do besides Hermano? There was another one that he did that I fucking love. But yeah, this was I never got to see him live.
Nope, me either. You know what? I think I was at this one, and I was probably a teenager drunk somewhere. Don't remember it.
So I will tell you, Tim, I was at remember, I think this is Marilyn Manson at the height of the Marilyn Manson paranoia, right? So I saw this show at Giant Stadium. We got there as it started, and because of all the paranoia and all that with the Marilyn Manson, he's going to rip a Bible in half. They lopped off VOD, Drain, STH, and Slow Burn did not play the show I was at.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I noticed when I first walked onto the floor of Giant Stadium, I turned and there was this weird sort of merch tent that had all their band stuff. There was a VOD windbreaker, which I would give my left nut to go back and have. It was bright blue with yellow lettering. It said Vision Disorder along the bottom. Like it was late. It was perfect 90s, but they closed that thing because the bands weren't playing. But yeah, I missed those three bands did not play the show I went to.
Oh, wow. All right. So next, Coal Chamber again, and they're at the top of the second stage. So you could see their progression as the years went through because they were huge back then. So main stage start out with Power Man 5000. And that is a band that I hate to love and love to hate.
Oh, man. Tokyo Vigilante #1. I mean, there were some good songs on that first album.
No, you're right. Yeah, I seen Power Man 5000 like 5 years ago with Mushroom Head at the Chameleon Club or something.
Jesus, out in Lancaster?
People were booing them.
Oh.
It was kind of funny, man.
Oh,
not gonna lie.
Tough.
You know who else played that show? Head PE.
Well, who I really like that first album.
Yeah, me too.
I really like it.
Yeah, and I love Mushroom Head, so. But that was a weird show, man. Next, Machine Head, and I think this is when the Burning Red came out.
Album before. What's the album before? More Things Change.
More Things Change. Oh, so that was this. You're right.
I'm standing there, Tim. I'm watching. I forget who was on the main stage because when I saw the Giant Stadium, the side stage bands were Neurosis, Downset, Coal Chamber, Power Man, and Machine Head. I think Machine Head's headlined, I guess, the second stage. I'm standing there, and there's this dude standing next to me, and he's got a shaved head, dyed blonde, with these like cheetah circles in his head. And I'm like, hey, man, what's going on? I was like, hey, what's going on with you? Whatever. I had an Earth Crisis t-shirt. I was like, hey, nice t-shirt. I'm like, yeah, whatever. And I'm watching. I'm like, this dude is a fucking weird haircut. Drummer for fucking Machine Head.
Yep. Yeah.
I didn't even know who he was.
It was Cantos, right?
No, it was the guy after him.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Because Dave came in right after. That's right. You're right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I forgot that Cantos left like right after that.
Which is a shame because that first album was fucking awesome.
Dude, did you happen to see the videos in the studio?
Yeah, of them playing in the studio. Yeah,
so good. We'll get back to that. Next, Fear Factory again. This was obsolete. No, Obsolete was
Yeah, not
98-ish.
yet. This is them still touring off demanufacture.
Yeah. Oh, you're right because Obsolete came out in
98, I
90,
think. Yeah.
98. Yeah, you're right. Okay, which is an absolutely incredible record. Anyway, next you got Typo Negative, which fits really good on this.
Yep.
Amazing band that I got into late. I used to think they were a terrible band, and then I listened to them and I'm like, this is everything I love about music. Like everything I love about depressing music is Typo Negative.
Oh, the world really lost a gem when he passed away because they had, again, a very, not a new metal band, but very, very unique sound. And
Oh yeah,
October Rust is you're right, it's a beautifully depressing album.
amazing. I remember I was just saying that I'd never seen Fear Factory live. So you know what? I don't think I went to 97 actually. Now I'm thinking of it because I don't remember seeing, unless I've seen Fear Factory and I just don't remember. But I don't think so. But you know what? I did not go to 97 because I did not see Pantera live before, which I'm very unhappy about.
So let me tell you my Pantera and Ozzfest story. So the way they had it set up at Giant Stadium, they had the main stage at the end, and the second stage was in front of it.
Okay.
Facing the same way. So
at Tweeter?
No, I saw the Giant Stadium. I was home this
Oh,
summer from college, so I was up in North
right.
Jersey.
Okay.
So we're standing there and we're looking at the small stage, right? And I think it's like Neurosis is playing or whatever. And then no, Pantera's next. So we come around the side stage and all you see is this giant wall of amplifiers. Marshall.
Oh, right.
Dude,
Oh, Marshall.
They were so loud. And then they come out. Phil Anselmo grabs the mic and he goes, it's bullshit. You're all up in the stands. I want to see everybody on the fucking floor right now. Get on the floor and let's fucking mosh. Let's have a good time. And I turn around and it looked like the scene in World War Z where all the zombies are coming over the wall. Tim, literally, there are kids hopping over the wall onto the floor of Giant Stadium. And all the state police are there because, again, Marilyn Manson. For every person that a statey grabbed, 5 more ran by. And it was bananas. They were so loud. I had to sit outside Giant Stadium because my ears couldn't take it. This is before I was smart enough to wear earplugs. Still heard them perfectly.
Oh yeah, you know what? I think you told us that story on Illustrated.
I probably did. Yeah,
I think you did. Now I'm thinking about it. Yeah,
but what a fucking. Again, they were back at this time, 97. They were a live monster.
Oh, I could imagine. I remember Mike was talking about seeing him at the Electric Factory, and he must got crushed to death.
I was at that show.
That's funny.
And
all right, next.
Who opened that show? Who opened for Pantera? Machine Head and Cold Chamber.
Yep. Next, you have Manson, who was added to the bill June 15th, so he didn't do the whole tour.
And he was, again, this is I'm Ripping Bibles. This is Antichrist Superstar. This is him hitting that peak where it could only go up from here.
Yeah, this is him with the altar and all that stuff. And then again, you have Ozzy doing a solo set and a Black Sabbath set. So
I stuck around here, Perry Mason, and then I left.
Yeah, that's probably something I would do too. All right, so 98, go ahead, man.
All right, so 98, this is where I think, Tim, they went in on new metal. This is where the new metal roots really start to show up.
Yeah, looking at this, yeah.
And for those of you following along at home, if you want to skip ahead, we're obviously using Wikipedia as a reference because Tim and I have notes, but it's nuts. So second stage from the bottom. First band, I had the CD, didn't leave an impression, couldn't tell you what they sound like right now. If you put a gun to my head, Monster Voodoo Machine.
Now, wait, are you looking at, I just want to make sure, are you looking at the United Kingdom lineup first?
No, I'm looking at US. I wasn't going to talk to UK stuff.
Maybe. Oh, yeah. Okay. I have it at the bottom. Go ahead.
So, do you remember this band, Monster Voodoo Machine? I know I had the CD.
I don't. I'm going to put check mark next to that, too.
So, yeah. Obviously not that memorable. Next, we have the band I was just talking about last episode, Kilgore.
Yep.
Right? Tweeter Center, Camden. They opened the main stage. Next was Life of Agony, and I don't remember seeing Life of Agony. So maybe I was doing something else. I don't know.
I was definitely at this one. I remember all this stuff. Obviously I don't remember Monster Voodoo Machine, but I remember the bands that I liked that I seen. And yes, I remember Life of Agony.
Same show, Tim? You and me? Camden? Tweeter Center?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Next you have Ultra Spank. Again, we talked about that. Love them. Then you have Snot.
Yep.
We just went into that last episode. Great band. And then we have Incubus. which this is before they got huge, but you could tell they had talent. This was touring off Science, right? Brandon comes out with the fucking bongos. And yeah. And the DJ was up there. The Melvins, I heard play, but I skipped it. I didn't watch them play.
I hate the Melvins.
You know what, Tim? The older I get, I can appreciate what they do. It's just not my thing.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, I agree. It's not my thing. I just can't stand that music.
Next, we had System of a Down. And again, they opened that show as the doors were opening. They were playing, and they were wild. Like, I remember running into the E-Center, and it was me and my brother, my college roommate at the time, and just standing there going, "These guys are going to be fucking big because they're talented." And
if you listen from before, you know I hate that band. So,
and headlining the second stage, Motorhead, who I skipped. I was on the lawn. I didn't watch them play at all.
Another band I cannot stand. Never got the thing for that band. They're just thank you.
It's not my thing. Not my thing.
Not my thing.
Now let's go to the main stage. So I don't remember seeing the Deftones, but I don't know what I was doing. Deftones played the main stage.
This is when Chino was wearing white robes on stage and coked out of his mind and acting crazy.
I don't remember this. Yep. I don't remember. Cold Chamber, obviously deservedly so. It's two years on the second stage and main stage. You deserve it. Seven Dust going straight to the main stage.
Absolutely.
Which was wild. Again, good band. Now you have Max making another return with Soulfly, right? And he brought out Fred Durst. He brought out anybody who guested on the album that was in the arena. He brought out.
There's a trend in this tour, the tour lineup. There's a trend because Deftones, you had Max on Head Up.
Yes.
And
you know what? Now I do remember seeing them. You're right, Tim. I do remember seeing them.
And then you had Soulfly with with Chino, and you had Fred from Limp Bizkit, who you're going to say next on there. So it was a whole. They kind of, I feel like they kind of just said, "Hey, look, this is what's big right now. Let me bring these with us." I mean, kind of thing. So.
So we just talked about Seven Dust, Soulfly, Limp Bizkit. Again, this is the Giant Toilet. This is them.
Yep.
This is after Ladies' Night in Cambodia. This is before the second album. This is Faith has broken. They're already established. This is big for them. Next was, I think, the band that was a bit of an odd band out, Megadeth.
Yeah.
Right?
I remember seeing them that night.
What album were they touring off of? It wasn't Risk.
No, it was, I forget, man. I'm not the biggest fan of Megadeth. I actually like the later Megadeth more than the earlier Megadeth, if that makes sense.
Oh, it was Cryptic Writings.
Oh, okay.
And it was terrible.
Yeah.
It was terrible. Yeah, terrible.
I think a lot of their old shit's terrible.
Dude, Rust in Peace is a fucking great album.
I'm not the biggest fan of it.
What? It's a fucking... Ugh.
He riffs way harder than any Metallica, though. I'll tell you that much.
Rust in Peace, Countdown to Extinction was great, but it was way more mainstream, right? This was like their version of the Black Album. Even Euthanasia had some moments. Like there was some good songs on Euthanasia. So then you have.
I'll put a check mark to go back and listen to all their old stuff.
Yeah, the old stuff is like bad though. Like when the drugs were bad, it was Peace Sells is great, but like the Killing Is My Business, so far so good. So what? No thanks.
What's that song? Come on, man. Get the fuck out of here with that nonsense.
Hello, me. It's me again.
Get that shit out of here. I don't want to hear that.
So after Megadeth, you have Tool, which at this point made sense, right?
Yep.
This is I think this is Lateralis. No, not Lateralis. Anima. Touring off Anima.
I actually skipped Tool that night because I didn't think they were cool back then. I skipped the Ozzy too because I seen them.
I bolted. I definitely bolted before Ozzy, but this was you could tell. This is nu metal prime, right? This is when nu metal's at its peak. This is it right here. This and I think the next 2-3 years is where you can really tell nu metal has become a thing.
Absolutely. So we're at 99 now, right?
Yeah, we're at 99.
Is this me?
Yeah, it's you.
Okay, so it started off second stage Static X, and I'm very, very surprised that they were not on the main stage because that was one of them bands that blew up real quick.
Yes, that the Push It, and they were all over MTV. Yep.
I'm surprised they were on the second stage. Next, you have one of your bands, Puya, right here. Puya.
Fuck yeah, man. Get out the fucking horns.
Yo, here, listen to this one. Apartment 26.
Who is this?
You don't remember them?
No.
Oh my God, they were terrible, dude. Terrible. People were booing them.
Oh, I don't
Next,
even remember this
dude,
band.
listen to it. They're terrible, man. Next, you had Drain STH again.
So back again, okay.
Yeah. Push Monkey, which I have no fucking clue who that is.
Who is Push Monkey?
I don't even know. It's terrible.
Hey, they were featured in season 7 of Melrose Place.
Would you Google that?
It's fucking terrible. Yeah.
That's funny. Next, Flashpoint. I don't remember them either.
No idea.
Next, Head PE.
Okay, first album was good. Second album really had some moments. Yep.
This next band I played on a new metal show of mine, Revelli, which they're terrible. Revelli. There you go.
I saw them. This was with. I always get them confused with. You know who I lump them in with all the time, Tim? Which I think we'll talk about in another episode, like trash new metal bands. Primer 55.
Yeah.
Oh, go rest in peace, the guy who passed away. I think it was the guitarist. But I just. This is second gen. This is second gen new metal, second wave, right?
Fucking Shooty's Groove.
Ugh.
Oh God, awful. Slipknot next.
And this is what broke them, right? Have you ever watched that video on YouTube of their first Ozzfest performance?
Yes, I've seen
where
it.
You're just like, I remember like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah, awesome.
That put them on that tour that we talked about before with The Factory with Machine Head and Cold Chamber.
Yep.
Yeah. Next, Fear Factory. And it's crazy that I said I've never seen Fear Factory. I just don't remember seeing them. Like a lot of the times,
underage and drunk the whole time, Tim.
Well, a lot of the times we did like if you ask my friends, we did stay out in the parking lot until the main stage act started because back then it was kind of like you can't be the only one going in and seeing the second stage band because then you're sitting there by yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
See now back to the main stage now. Hatebreed. And I kind of feel like it's crazy that they were on the main stage when Fear Factory gets bumped to the second, which is crazy to me.
And what album is out at this time, Tim? Is it Perseverance?
Yes, Perseverance.
Okay.
Yeah, because Satisfaction came out in 96.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
Around then?
Mm-hmm.
This might even be it might even be the one after Perseverance, right? Nah, it can't be.
No, it wasn't Rise of Brutality yet.
Rise of Brutality was 2003. I know that for a fact from metal show stuff I've done. Next, you have Godsmack, and I remember running in to see this band because I didn't know too much about them, but I heard like how great they were, and they didn't really impress me back then.
They're all very talented, just not a band I get into.
Yeah. I've seen them a few times after that, and they're way better. System of a Down again, which I can't stand. Like I'll every time I hear this name, I just say that. Next, Primus featuring Buckethead. Ugh, I hate Primus.
Tim.
I despise Primus.
Come on, man.
God damn it, I hate that band.
Oh man, come on.
The worst ever. Dude.
Seas cheese. Right, those listeners, write in and tell Tim he's wrong.
Ugh, they're terrible, dude. Next, Slayer, because I've seen Slayer 400,000 times, so of course I watch them. Next was Deftones again, and they were still riding Around the Fur.
Around the Fur? Okay.
But they were definitely, I remember them playing songs off of White Pony then, like a couple, I think Change and I forget the other one they were playing then. Next, Rob Zombie, who was a killer show on Ozzfest. That was really good stuff. What was that record? The one with Dracula on it?
I don't know. I saw him once. He co-headlined a tour with Korn for Follow the Leader. Yep. And he was out of breath the whole time. I was really disappointed.
Yeah, he was running through the crowd and shit. Yeah, I remember that. And then next, of course, you have Black Sabbath, which I left for after like 2 songs because I'm one of them dudes that I don't really give a shit. Black Sabbath is just not really my thing. So if you hate that, fuck off. And I'm like, oh, excuse me. You can see that the Trulies are hitting me now. So that's it for 99. Then we go to 2000, and it gets really, really cool in there. So read off.
Okay, so 2000, and I wasn't at 99. I wasn't at 2000, but I was at 2001. So we're going from the bottom. On the second stage, we got Pump Jack. Who?
Ugh. Who?
Terrible. Crazy Town.
One of the worst bands ever.
Crazy
terrible.
Town. Crazy Town covering Refused. We'll just stop there. We'll stop there. Next, we have a band I never got to see live because the one time I was supposed to, my car blew up. Pitch Shifter, where I think that www.pitchshifter.com, that album that came out right at this time, was fucking awesome, dude.
It is a great record.
It's still good. It still holds up.
I re-listened to that record when I did a metal show one night, and I put them on there, and I was like, "This record's really good, man."
Oh, it's really good. And so, funny memory, senior year of college, all my friends are in Cancun. Sadly, I'm home with my mom. She's going through chemo at this time. But the MTV Spring Break, Limp Bizkit and Pitch Shifter played it. And the videos are somewhere on YouTube. And like, imagine these like chicks walking down the runway in a bikini and like J.S. Clayton's going nuts in the background. It was pretty wild. Okay, so after Pitch Shifter, we have, and this is deep second tier metal, right? We're gonna have a run here. Deadlights.
Oh,
not a fan. Rest in peace, the lead singer. Primer 55. To which I will say, watch these fuckers jump when I get loose. Shovel. Reveille again. We're not getting any better. Slaves on Dope.
Garbage.
I think I saw them open for Fear Factory.
You did.
Taproot.
It was Slaves on Dope. Dope. Fear Factory.
Yes, that was it.
Yep.
Taproot, which I think the first album's great. My girlfriend loves that band. Disturbed. And this is right as they're starting to become something, right?
It's right when they're getting down with the sickness.
Kitty, who we just talked about last episode. This is when they're blowing up, right? Like this is, 500,000 units moved. And Soulfly.
Yep. I remember seeing both of them bands in a row. I made it in for them too. I remember that.
Okay. And now it's going to get funny again. We're going to go to the main stage. So Apartment 26 again. Who? Right? Who?
Ugh.
Black Label Society, which is that Zakk Wylde?
Yes. Great band.
Queens of Stone Age.
I remember seeing them. They're amazing. This is actually the tour I seen them on, and I started my love for them. I fucking love that band.
Very, very talented band, but sort of a weird fit for Ozzfest. Sort of a weird fit.
Very weird.
Next we have POD.
Yeah. I like Southtown.
Southtown. There's another song. There's Alive on the second album. There's out of the first two albums, there's like 4 or 5 songs I can really fuck with. Like I really enjoy it. Methods of Mayhem.
They got booed off the stage.
Dude, that video with him and Fred Durst and fucking Lil' Kim riding the giant fucking rooster, talking about cocks with the fucking pasties on. Oh, love Lil' Kim. Awful. But she's hot. I'm sorry. Moving along.
No, you're right.
And then we have a run of bands that were really breaking big at the time. You have Incubus.
They were great that night.
Static X.
They were cool. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan, but yeah.
Godsmack.
Yes, and then right as Godsmack was playing, I got fucking arrested for underage drinking and Miss Pantera.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, there was people walking through the grass. And I had a cigarette in my mouth, and this dude came up and flicked it out of my mouth, and it hit me right here in the eye, and I freaked out, and he fucking arrested me. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And it was an undercover cop arresting underage people. So he arrested me and put me in the Tweeter Center like jail part, and I missed Pantera, and they brought me back in for Ozzy.
Oh, it's terrible.
This is why I've never seen Pantera, dude.
The world was conspiring against you, the universe. So Godsmack, Pantera, then Ozzy, and I don't think anybody sticks around for Ozzy at this point.
I actually got arrested at Tweeter Center for the exact same thing. Like a year later, I was at Saves the Day, Dashboard Confessional, and Weezer show, and I got arrested during Dashboard Confessional.
Dude, that's an interesting show to get arrested at.
Yep. And then they brought me through the crowd in handcuffs, and everyone was staring at me again. I probably have warrants in New Jersey for them 2 shows, man. But yeah, so I miss Pantera because of getting arrested for underage drinking. Annoying.
That's a good story. That's a good story. All right, what do we got here? So Tim, you want to do 2001?
Yeah, sure. So 2001 started off with 5.0.
Roadrunner band, right?
Yes.
And are they any good? I don't know what they sound like.
No. They were like a wannabe rapcore band and all that shit.
Yeah. Okay.
Next, American Head Charge, which is a very underrated band to me. They're a pretty good band.
I think I saw them open for Slipknot, but I couldn't tell you what they sound like.
You probably did. Hatebreed.
Awesome. I was actually at this. I was at this show in Camden. Awesome.
Yeah, they were. That's when Jamie started doing like the whole I'm a cool guy kind of thing, and
yeah,
run around the stage and with monster cans in his hand or whatever it was back then, and all that shit. Next, Spineshank.
Awesome. We just talked about them.
Drowning Pool.
Right, and this is where was this the tour that he died on?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So 2001. Yes, in the bus.
Okay.
It wasn't at that tour though.
It was after the tour. Okay.
It was after the tour, yeah. And then next, which is one of my favorite, this band put out one of my favorite records of all time, Non-Point.
Really?
Yes, they have a record around 2000, around this time. They were probably touring for this record. I forget what it's called, but it's one of the best records, new metal wise, ever to me.
I think there's that one song. What is it? What a Day or whatever. He's pretty good.
That's before this.
This is going to sound racist, but I put them in the same vein as like a Seven Dust because he can actually sing.
Yeah. He's like a Latino dude, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. And then main stage, you have Black Label Society. Or wait, hold on a second. Yeah. See, I have this on 2 pages. Yeah, I have this on 2 pages. I'm sorry. Systematic. I don't remember them at all.
Who?
Exactly. Taproot. We know who they are. The next band is terrible. The Union Underground.
Oh, so bad.
Oh, dude, that's embarrassing. Yeah, how bad they are. And then Mudvayne.
This was, and I'm sorry, that first Mudvayne album still holds up, Tim. I think we've talked about this before. You can still go back and listen to it. Again, you have the bassist, the drummer, and the singer are the most talented people in the band, and they carry it.
Yeah. You know what, dude? You know what I forgot to read? There was a third stage on this Ozzfest. And I'm going to run through these real quick. Pressure 4-5, terrible. Beautiful Creatures, don't even know. Pure Rubbish, which was probably pure rubbish. No One,
trash.
No Clue. OTEP, ugh.
She's so annoying.
Yeah, and Godhead, ugh.
Weren't they like a industrial band?
They were kind of, yeah.
So, okay.
All right, so main stage, Black Label.
Okay.
Crazy Town, garbage.
Again, they're covering Refused.
Yep. Disturbed.
Yep.
Linkin Park.
So I got to give Linkin Park credit, right? Like that first album, the remix album, the Jay-Z album, Meteora, they put together some good songs, and they really brought this type of music to an audience that normally wouldn't get down with it.
Yeah, no, you're right.
This next band, though, is fucking garbage. I'm sorry.
Papa Roach, yeah, pretty much garbage, but that one record, their first record has some pretty good catchy songs on it, I'm not going to lie.
I can't believe they're still touring and still successful. Like, apparently the lead singer's a nice guy. Whatever.
They're huge.
It's trash.
They're a huge band. Why does my mic keep falling? God damn it. Next, Manson. And then Black Sabbath. And then,
you forgot Slipknot.
Oh, yeah, my bad, Slipknot.
And I went to the show, Tim. The only reason why I went is because I pre-ordered Iowa. And if you pre-ordered Iowa from Sam Goody, you got 2 free tickets to Ozzfest.
Oh, really?
That's the only reason why I went. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I called out of work. I said I wasn't feeling good. I didn't wear suntan lotion. I got fucking burned. And I go into work. It was a Monday. So I called out on a Monday. I'm in on a Tuesday. I'm like all bright red like a lobster. I'm like, oh, you had bad Chinese, huh? I'm like, ugh.
Yeah. It made me red.
It was terrible.
That's fucking hilarious, dude.
Yeah, man. That's the only reason why I went, because I got free tickets.
Oh, this next one you're going to read has some horrible shit on it.
Yeah, so now I think, Tim, if we have to step back and look at, this is 2002, right? So at this point, you're on your third wave of new metal, right? So you're going to the bands influenced by new metal, like the Korns and the Limp Bizkits. But the feeling is starting to change. Screamo is starting to come in. Metalcore is starting to become a thing. Heavy metal is starting to see somewhat of a resurgence. So this leads to a very, very weird lineup, right? So starting on the second stage from the bottom, you have Seether, who I don't remember.
Nope. I don't remember seeing them.
Mushroom Head.
And it's funny, I did not like Mushroom Head back then.
Chevelle, who the first two albums, I think, the first couple albums are great. Like
I love Chevelle.
The wife loves them. It's really good.
Love them.
Neurotica.
Ugh.
The Apex Theory.
Garbage.
So they were the one. So we're going to do an episode about weird bands in the new metal world. They were the one who did that weird Mediterranean, almost Albanian sound. It was It was really fucking weird.
Garbage.
Next, we have Lost Prophets, where the lead singer is just a total scumbag. But I'm sorry, the first two albums are really good.
Amazing records, and I can't listen to them anymore.
Nope. Can't even.
I can't get down with any of that shit. Nope. No, thank you.
He's a total scumbag. OTEP.
Ugh.
Yeah. Switched. I don't even know who they are.
Garbage.
The Used. So again, here comes Screamo. Screamo's starting to make an appearance.
I love the first Used record.
Yeah, it was really good. That's one with the doll with the black eyes on the cover, I think, or something like that. Yeah. Next is Glassjaw, one of my favorites.
One of my favorite top 5 bands.
I don't need to see Daryl's penis ever again. Andrew WK.
So fun live.
Yeah, he's fucking great. Did you see with the 10th anniversary of I Get Wet, he played the TLA?
I didn't.
Dude, I was so tuned up. My buddy Pat ordered a round of shots and beers and had $3. And the woman was looking at him like, it's $58. And he's looking at me. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Yeah, I had to pay for that one. Yeah, awesome. And then we have Il Nino, right? We've both talked about how we're both fans of that first album.
Love them.
Now these, like, Pulse Ultra, Third Strike, Flaw, who had that one song which was on the XXX soundtrack.
Love their first record.
Soil.
Garbage.
And then back-to-back you have Meshuggah, Hatebreed, and Down.
Yeah.
So that's a hell of a run right there, right? Meshuggah finally getting American exposure after the second album. What's the second album? Chaos Fear. You have Hatebreed, who's, again, doing what Jamie's doing his thing. And you have Phil Anselmo with Down.
I walked in as Down was playing. I remember it.
Okay. So moving over to the main stage. Tommy Lee, did he play a solo set?
I don't remember what he did, but I remember just looking at it in disgust.
Black Label Society.
Yep.
Again. Edema. This is the band I was talking about. It finally came to me. The lead singer of Edema is Jonathan Davis from Korn's brother.
Yes,
you're
right. There you go.
I'm related. That's where it is. And then we had Drowning Pool, and again, this is where they were canceled when the lead singer passed away.
Okay, so this was this tour then.
Yeah, the next year.
Okay.
POD.
Is that Southtown again?
At this point, it's Alive. It's Satellite, second album.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
So it's Alive and Youth of the Nation or whatever it is.
Yep. Yeah. Good song.
Yes. Yeah. Again, the first two albums, man, there's a good handful of tracks that are really good. Rob Zombie. System of a Down, your favorites, and Ozzy.
Yep. So you've seen them once, you've seen them all the time.
Especially because he sings to a track. But this is where they start to, and I think, Tim, this is where you see your third wave new metal start flipping over. And the next one that you're going to lead us through is 2003?
Yeah.
This is where the metalcore stuff starts really showing up.
And I think in regards to new metal, we could probably go off after this one because from looking at it, it pretty much goes just straight metalcore after this. We can run through the lineup, so. Right, but cool. In regards to new metal for 2003, it kind of ends here. E-Town Concrete.
Awesome. And
which I remember seeing them there.
Yep.
They were amazing at this Ozzfest. I remember this one. Memento. I don't remember what they sound like. Do you?
No.
I got to put a check mark. Endo.
No.
Chimera.
And this is off of the second album, right? They're fucking monster of a second album.
This is when they were doing their whole syncopated fucking
headbanging,
and everyone was just making fun of them. The Revolution Smile. What the hell was that?
Hard pass, fam.
Sworn Enemy.
Okay.
Moto Grader, which was great live. They're a great band. That first record is so good.
I've never. I don't think I've heard it. I don't think I've ever seen videos of them. I gotta check it out on YouTube.
You're gonna love it. Depswa. Is that how you say that?
Nope. No idea.
Garbage. Unloco, garbage. Then you got Kill Switch Engage, which was great that night. They were great.
Was this Howard? This is Howard, right? At
This is
point?
Howard, yes.
Okay.
And then Nothing Face,
Which
amazing band.
Sneaky good band.
So
Sneaky good band that's never gets the nod.
Never gets the nod, and I should have put them on my list. Twisted Method, they got booed.
Who was that? What did they sound like, Tim? I don't even know.
They were like they had a lot of rap stuff in it. Okay. And they would like break into the rap stuff and then try and get heavy, and people were just like, ugh, garbage. Grade 8, I don't remember them.
Nope.
And then Shadows Fall, which was great that day. Hot Wire, I have no clue who they are. Voivod, I can't stand.
Old 80s metal, right? 80s versions of metal. They had their place.
Yeah. And then next, this is when I seen this band, this is what got me into Cradle of Filth. And I've loved them ever since. Yeah.
Isn't the lead singer like 3 feet tall?
He is, but they're so fucking good.
Okay.
And then main stage, the Datsuns. I have no clue who the hell that was. Chevelle, we love.
Okay. Yep.
Disturbed, garbage. I remember seeing them and just rolling my eyes the whole time. Manson.
What album is this for Manson?
This is Grotesque. Golden Age.
Okay.
And then Korn.
And for Korn, what is this, Untouchables?
This is Untouchables, yes.
Okay.
And then Ozzy again. Obviously, Ozzy's on there. And then that's it for 2003.
That was the final. I think that was the final nail in the. And you're right. We don't need to go through the rest of them. That was the final nail in the new metal coffin because
absolutely.
I mean, if you look at 2004, it's Slipknot again, Hatebreed, Lamb of God, Atreyu, Bleeding Through, Every Time I Die, Unearth, God Forbid, Throwdown, Darkest Hour, Devil Driver, Super Joint. Right. This is where the metalcore, new wave of American metal is showing up.
Yep.
I think this is when the band started to do the buy-ons. Where they would buy it.
You're exactly right. And I'll tell you what, though, this is my favorite Ozzfest.
Did you go? I didn't go to this one.
I did. I remember seeing As I Lay Dying, or was As I Lay Dying on this one?
Next one, I think.
Hold on a second. Slipknot, Hatebreed.
They were on the next one.
Oh, you know what? It's when I seen Unearth and stuff. Okay. But yeah, that was a really good one. And then I remember As I Lay Dying, I seen.
Yeah. So the next year again, we have metalcore shows up. It's Trivium, Soilwork, It Dies Today, Bury Your Dead. Horribly underrated, that second album.
Remember Wicked Wisdom?
Jada Pinkett Smith, trash.
They had like 3 people watching them when I was there.
Black Dahlia Murder, right?
Yep.
The Haunted, Arch Enemy, Mastodon, right? So this is Mastodon touring off of not Remission, but the one after that. I forget the name of the album.
This 2005 tour was the tour that a band went on TV and won a slot. Remember A Dozen Furies?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. As I Lay Dying, Killswitch, Rob Zombie, and then on the main stage you have In Flames, you have Slipknot, you have Mudvayne. But yeah, at this point, new metal is all but gone. And then you look at the next couple of years, it was like all buy-ons. This is 2006. This is Ferret, and this is Trustkill stretching their chops. So you've got stuff like Bleeding Through, Norma Jean, Atreyu shows up, A Life Once Lost, Red Chord shows up, whilst Jericho, Between the Buried and Me, weird fit for an Ozzfest. And then it just, I hate to say it goes downhill from there.
It does go very downhill from there. The
bands on the second stage, Tim, on Ozzfest 2007, who is fucking Egypt Central?
Who the fuck knows?
Circus, Diablo, Ankla. In this moment, I know. She's so hot. Nile, Dath. But this is where it basically falls apart, and then it's done 2 or 3 years later.
This is where bands started realizing that it was garbage to be on this tour because Sharon was being a real cunt back then.
Yeah.
And making you pay $100,000 to get on the tour, and then you were getting like time slots at like 11:15 in the morning, and no one was there, and you weren't selling any merch. I remember bands talking about this stuff.
Yeah, if you listen to like any of what's his name's Doc Coyle's podcast, even some of Jamie's guests have talked about it, where they bought on, and it was just brutal.
Yeah, because I remember people just saying like how Sharon butchered this fest. So,
and do you think, Tim? Do you think she ran it into the ground? Do you think it could still be going?
I think if she didn't have a part of it, and you had someone like someone in there that knew like the bands that were coming up, yes, I think it could be good.
And just to recap, you and I are both saying that basically Ozzfest jumps the shark. 2003 is the last new metal year.
Yes.
And then it jumps the shark. I think it was 2007 is where this, like, again, Egypt Central and Circus Diablo show up.
Garbage.
So let me ask you this, Tim. Do you think a new metal revival tour would work?
A new metal revival like
tour. So like say Korn says, hey, we're only going to play shit off the first 3 albums. And we're going to take out Limp Bizkit. And they're going to take out, say, Spineshank. And Spineshank is going to take out, Puya, who's going to take out Moto Grader. Do you think that would sell?
Yes.
I think it would, man. I really think it would.
I think it would do it once, but not twice.
Yeah, it's a one and done type thing. You don't want to do it every year, but get a bunch of bands together to do like a throwback tour, basically.
Do a family values tour.
I mean, think about it. And our demographic, right? So we're the people who loved that when we were kids. We're now at the point in our lives where we're gainfully employed, most of us. We have disposable income. I would blow $70 to go spend the day at the East Center getting wasted. I would go as soon as the doors open and watch everybody play and have a good fucking time.
I'll come with you. I'll be there.
All right. So the verdict is a new metal revival tour would work. If you had to, so let me ask you this, Tim, before we wrap up this episode. If you had to build your ideal new metal reunion tour with bands only playing their original material, you get 5 slots, 2 of which are clear headliners, 3 of which are second, third, fourth tier, whomever you want. Who do you pick?
Oh, Korn.
Okay.
Mushroomhead.
Okay.
Il Nino.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man, the next 2 are hard for me. Orgy.
Okay.
And I would love to see Mudvayne again.
Mudvayne playing the old stuff would be pretty fucking wild.
Yeah, it would be
pretty
sick.
wild. I think I would obviously take Korn. The other headliner I would take, I don't know if it would be Limp Bizkit or Slipknot only playing the first album.
Oh, you know what? Yeah.
And we know for my second stage, Ultra Spank is one of them. I think that I would pick.
It's hard, right?
I might pick like a Mudvayne doing their first album, and then I would pick. So let me ask you another question, Tim. You remember the band The Urge?
Yeah.
New metal? Yes, no.
I love that band.
So then I would probably pick them in lieu of Puya because I've beaten Puya to death over the last couple episodes. But I would pick something like that, something weird.
It's funny. I didn't think anyone else knew The Urge. That's a great band.
Oh, no. Their fucking first album is great, man. We're going to the liquor store.
So good.
All right. Well, once again, listeners, thanks for tuning in and joining us. Tim, once again, thank you for your time. We have another episode coming up next. We hope everybody's enjoying it. We're going to get a playlist out there. We're going to get an email address set up so you can contact us. All that's coming. It's in the works. So once again, listeners, thanks again and hope you join us again for another episode.
See ya.